All right, so I'm getting ready to head to the gym. Day one, back at the gym doing free weights. Uh, I've done enough cardio on my own, and now that it's getting colder, I'm not going to be able to do it outside as much, so figured I'd go back and re-up my membership, do my walking in there, start working on light weights, get back into the groove, see if I can make myself even prettier than I am. On that subject, I did meet somebody who has given me a lot of hope back into the relationship game. She's really nice, really understanding. She puts a smile on my face when I wake up. She's the last thing I'm thinking about when I go to bed. I know it's kind of early to have those kind of feelings, but I don't get to control those. They just happen, and hopefully she feels the same way. You do have to date some. You have to date some bad ones to find the good ones. I'm not gonna lie. I've dated a couple, and they didn't last for more than 2 meetings before their emotional problems or immaturity or past traumas became too much to handle. I myself have my own history of mental health issues, and I hit rock bottom when it happened, and I've clawed my way back to at least being semi-functional, and I made sure that what I went through would not cloud my judgment or hinder my ability to function with somebody else in a relationship. I made sure I took care of that stuff, and I was sure before I started dating again. Now, obviously, I have been married for 19 years. We're separated, but it's over, done with. And so this, I haven't dated in 20 years, so I'm awkward as fuck. And I do appreciate the ladies that I have talked to, understanding and kind of helping me through the process, because it is difficult. I've never been comfortable talking to women to begin with, and hey, not everybody can have that great self-esteem and that ability to just open up. But I'm dating a lady named Ginger, and I have to say that by far I have felt the most comfortable with her, and she really does make my day happier. I know we don't get to see each other very often, but we're going to work on that, and I just want to send a shout out to her and tell her thank you. It's rare to find somebody that makes you want to be a better version of yourself, and she does that for me. So I'm going to start working even harder on my health and my physical and mental wellness, and hopefully I can be worthy of her attention and her affection. I know she says I am already, but I could always better myself, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Side note, while I'm thinking about it, go on one of my little rants real quick about the news, the world in general. I hear a lot of people talking about tribalism, and that's what's causing our society and our country in general to fall apart. And I will discuss this further on another video, I'm sure, but what it boils down to is tribalism is you pick a side, and no matter what, that side has to win for you to be fulfilled. That's the way I see it. Tribalism is you're either with us or you're against us. And it seems like people are under the impression that that's something new that's just popped up, that maybe it started under Barack Obama, or more than likely started under Trump. It's been around for a while. It's just being exacerbated because things are getting so weird, and it's politicians who have decided, a lot of them on the right, okay, and don't get me wrong, the left and the right both are the same bowl of shit, as far as I'm concerned anymore. I equally hate Democrats and Republicans now, just for different reasons. I will be identifying as an independent going forward. Now, I'm going to lean left on social policies a lot of times, and I'll lean a little right on other things. So I'm going to give each side an equal amount of hate, because I don't subscribe to tribalism. I don't believe that one party can be completely right and the other party completely wrong. It's just not the case. They both have their ups and their downs, their pros and cons. They're good and they're bad. Now, is one side worse than the other? Yes, without a doubt. Conservatives, Republicans, they have embraced a demigod. They've embraced Trump. Can I blame them for doing that? Not all the blame belongs to the politicians, because they would not be doing what they're doing. They would not be latching themselves to this fucking POS, this con man in an ill-fitting suit, because they're just doing what's going to get them. Sorry about that. We call that technical difficulties. They're just doing what voters want them to do. They're doing what they need to do to get votes. And it appeals to a very large portion of this population in this country, what they're doing. These fucking MAGA idiots. It's a cult. Make no mistake, it's a fucking cult. It's not politics anymore, as far as they're concerned. It's just, they think this guy can do no wrong. They've been conned, and it's easy to con people that don't want to think for themselves, or that either can't or are unwilling to see both sides of something. I can see their side of the argument. Sometimes I can empathize with it. But this constant pounding into our brains from early age that winning is what matters. Anytime somebody says, well, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. That's horseshit in today's society, because rarely is participation ever rewarded once you're an adult. It's a cutthroat world. You either perform better than your rival, or you get the shit end of the stick. Who gets promoted? Who gets the better job? Who gets the better female, depending on your criteria, the better cars? By winning. You do that by winning. And I've seen and heard parents and coaches of children say, some of your parents may tell you that winning isn't everything, and then they'll tell those children, those coaches, those parents, they'll tell the children that they're full of shit. Winning is everything, because nobody feels good when they lose. Now, you keep pounding that into the kids, and then growing up into adults, winning is everything. So it was only a matter of time before that fucking bled into other areas, not just your life in general, your job, your little competitions with your friends, sports. It was going to find its way into government eventually. There's no way it couldn't. There's no way it couldn't. And now we are at the point where no matter who comes up with an idea, If that idea did not come from your side of the fence, it's a shitty idea, regardless of its merits. And both sides are guilty of this. However, one side is worse than the other. Yes, that there can be that case made. And right now, I don't know what is going to happen long term, but I do definitely feel like this tribalism thing, which has been around, is at its peak, but it's because that's how the general population feels. One side or the other. You have to be completely fucking closed-minded about something and lean to the right, or completely open-minded to every insane idea and lean left. While there's some of us in the middle, I wish there were more. I wish I knew how many of us there were that can say, hey, the left has some good ideas and the right has some good ideas. And both sides have their complete fucking insane characters that get the most press and the most ears because they say the most ridiculous shit. What are we going to do about it? I don't know. But I think more of the people that can say out loud, hey, you both suck, and we really need a third party to vote for. And it needs to be treated equally, because just having two people to choose from, that's not a great way to run things. We've gotten by, we've limped by on that, but it's not going to be sustainable going forward. We need somebody who can come up and say out loud and not be afraid, hey, you guys suck. You guys won't work together. Here's my platform. And they need to have a platform, because right now both sides, that neither one has a platform. It's just, hey, we're less shitty than the other side. That's their platform. I remember growing up, being interested in politics when I was in high school, and I remember political platforms. The Democrats would have things they would run on. Republicans had things they would run on. Now it's all horse shit. And it's getting old. It's getting old. It's going to destroy the country. And maybe we're due for that fall. Maybe we've peaked. I don't know. What I can say is it doesn't look good, and it doesn't look like anybody really cares to fix it, which is sad. It's very sad that this country cannot live up to the ideals it has set for itself and the rest of the world. And, this is just one asshole talking from Iowa. What do I know, right? I just think there's more people like me, and I wish we could get our voices heard a little more often and taken a little more seriously, and understand that, yes, winning is important, but not at the cost of your self-respect, and not at the cost of other people's rights and lives. That's just my opinion. So I know I get a little scatterbrained when I go off on a rant, but I just wanted to get that off my chest before I go work out, so I can have a clean mindset. And once again, shout out to my new early stage relationship, Ginger. I'm always thinking about you. Thank you for coming into my life. And I will make another video probably after my workout, just to tell you how much I got my ass kicked. And yeah, so everybody have a good day. I will talk to you later.